What are colleges getting wrong about diversity?
Well, they define it by the trivialities of gonads and melanin, and now all the various gender identities that are being rapidly crafted by desperate students who have finding it's getting harder and harder to be transgressive and get your own personal bureaucracy to cater to your delusions about being oppressed. Frankly, I think diversity comes naturally. I think any individual is diverse, but I don't even think it should be a goal in any sense. Even intellectual diversity, if we didn't have such a monolithic, I think I would excise the word completely. I would not put in good diversity versus the preposterous, narrow, narcissistic diversity is currently defined. I think the goal of a university should be knowledge, pure and simple, and a gratitude for the greatness of the past, for the works of sublime creation that it is our privilege to have inherited. But now diversity is just a code word for a whole set of things, primarily what you mentioned before, Ben, which is this idea that any lack of proportional representation is by definition a signal that somewhere, someplace, or everywhere is lethal discrimination. And it is also the diversity ideology is giving students a ground to be completely out of touch with reality. It's remarkable. The reigning view is that to be a female or a so-called student of color on an American college campus today is to be at literal threat to your life from circumambient racism and sexism. This is not hyperbole. The students really believe it. The students occupied the president's office at Brown complaining about the fact that they had to follow such quotidian academic expectations as going to class or studying for exams because they said they were focused so hard on, quote, staying alive at Brown. Now, there is no more privileged place in human history than a college campus. I don't care if you're purple, green, or blue, or if you come from a family of $25,000 a year or $2 million a year, simply by virtue of being on a college campus, you have at your fingertips the thing that Faust sold his soul for, which is knowledge. Every intellectual resource is open to you without regards to your color or your gender. Every book that has ever been written, you can read. This is something that would have driven the Renaissance humanists mad with envy and desire. And yet students are encouraged by their presidents, by the metastasizing, sprawling, multi-million-dollar diversity bureaucracy to think of themselves as victims.